guys, we appreciate you checking us out at ProfitDig. I'm here with Jeff Givens, our lead developer.
Hello, Christopher Work.
What's going on, Jeff? Oh my goodness, there's been so much development and exciting things going on at ProfitDig headquarters, and so we just want to take a few minutes to share the development, see what's going on.
Yeah, we're cranking through a lot of different new features, and we're kind of cleaning up some of the older features. Yeah, it's a really exciting time.
It really is. It really is. It's a good time to be a ProfitDig user.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's see. Are we ready to take a dive into the application, Jeff? Just give our users here a glimpse.
I think so. Maybe just a real quick overview.
Yeah,
like if you're looking for a bidding and cost tracking tool, you've got your own construction company, you would like to generate bids, maybe even using Takeoff, which is one of our newer features. Awesome. You could create your Takeoff. You do your Takeoff straight in the platform. You could turn that into a bid. You can send that bid to your potential customers. Mm-hmm. You could award that bid in the project and track your costs against it, including timesheets, material costs, subcontractor costs, any contingency costs that you have. Then you can get reports based on the work that you're doing. So
that's fantastic.
You know, that's in a nutshell. That's what it is. A bidding and costing tool, project management app to some degree.
Absolutely.
We're adding new features all the time.
All the time. Yeah. Well, so look, I mean, it's ProfitDig. It's a pretty in-depth application. So it's not like you just create an account, log in and click a button and run. I mean, it does require some input from the user because the application doesn't know who you are, the type of business you're running, your overhead, markup, things like that. So yeah, so let's just assume I just created my account here. So we can say the navigation here on the left. So obviously dashboard is sort of just an overview of the project status company-wide.
Yeah, and this is one of our test accounts, right? And so there is like kind of a initial dashboard that you get, which kind of gives you some instruction on the things that are optimal to set up before you start bidding your work. Now, the goal here is that with a little bit of setup, you should be able to generate bids theoretically in a matter of minutes,
right?
On smaller projects. Now, your bigger projects might take a little longer as well, but we've got some users that have some pretty extensive projects they've done in here, so that by hand would take weeks.
It'd be quite the painful process.
They're able to do in a matter of minutes or hours.
Absolutely.
And the way they're able to do that is by setting up their data in the platform. And if you ever use another tool that's like ProfitDig, like we have some competitors.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't have a market. You have
heavy bid comes to mind, or like Omen. Sure. It's a system similar to those, but we're way cheaper and easier to use and more modern. Okay.
Absolutely.
Now, with those types of systems, you put in your employee information, for example. Mm-hmm. So within your employees, you can specify the rates for those employees or the salary. You can classify them as certain types of jobs. Mm-hmm. And you can put your equipment costs in here as well. Mm-hmm. So you go in, you add your equipment that you have, the hourly operating costs. You specify whether it's an owned piece of equipment or whether it's a rental equipment. Mm-hmm. And the reason you would do that is, you calculate taxes on your rentals. But if you own it, you don't necessarily calculate the taxes.
Right. And you can see here, like under like equipment or employees, we have these flags for crews.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the next level in our navigation here. You can see how you can go in and we can actually build out crews for specific people, active foreman, equipment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you can promote any of the employees regardless of their job that you assign to them in the tool. You can promote them as the acting foreman, even if you don't classify them as a foreman in the app.
Okay.
But you can have unlimited numbers of crews, unlimited numbers of employees. Now, I would say there is a distinction between a user and an employee in the app. So, like, users are people that actually log into the platform, and employees are you capturing whoever within the app that you want to capture, right? So like they don't having an employee. You might also have an employee that is a user.
Right. Sure. Yeah. Depending on the size of your company.
Depending on the size of your company. Yeah. Speaking of which, we offer different roles within the app. So there's a whole section in here. I think Chris, if you want to pull up the user profile,
Sure.
actually the company settings, and go down to users here, and you click on role privilege matrix. We have a explanation here of all the different sections in the app and all the privileges that you can have for each role within the app. So you have administrators, which they have access to everything. These are your company owners. We've got controllers, which controllers have access to all projects that get created, but they cannot see financial data. And then you'll have a project manager. And this role is a little unique because project managers you can assign to give them visibility on wages data, or you can say, no, this project manager does not need to see the employee's wages. And you can toggle that setting. It's off by default for privacy reasons. But the project manager himself cannot toggle that, right? Only the admins can toggle that.
You can go into their user settings.
Yeah.
Adjust that.
And you might have project managers that you want to know what their crews are making, right? So we also have two other roles, superintendent and foreman. And then in the near future, we'll have an additional role, which is going to be bookkeeper once we do finalize our QuickBooks integration.
Fantastic.
Okay. So just a little side note on the different user profiles that we have.
Oh, that's great.
So one thing you want to put in here are your bid items and your headers. So your line items and your headers. If you're familiar with QuickBooks, these are kind of equivalent to cost codes that you would put into QuickBooks. But here you can categorize your work activities in the forms of headers, and then you can get down to more granular detail in the form of bid items or line items. Okay, now, and this is important because once you have all this information in here, this is what's going to allow you to start quickly generating bids.
Yes. Yeah, and which is all completely customizable by the user.
It's all customizable.
You already have a series of codes. If you're here, it's possible you've been working out of Excel, or maybe you're using another application and it just doesn't do everything you're looking for. Everything is completely customizable.
And by the way, we're really receptive to feedback. We're a small business, so when you send us an email at info@profitdig.com, you're talking to us. You're talking to us. Like, we monitor that inbox as a company of four. There's 4 guys out of Tennessee that we built this app. So when you send in a message, we get it. Because this is a lot of heavy data entry, and all these tools, by the way, have the same challenge. There's a lot of upfront setup. We try to make it easier for you. And so whether you're coming from another tool or whether you're a first-time user of a tool like ProfitDig, we have these mass insert features for any of the really data entry heavy portions. So Chris, I don't know if you want to go to the mass insert over there.
Yeah.
Sorry, producer Jerry, is there something? All right, we good. All right. So we have different options here on how you can do some quick entry. Like there's a manual option here, manual quick entry. Then there's also, you can download a CSV file and you can input your information in there. Or you can download an Excel file and put your information in there, and then you can just do a mass upload. That's a one-time activity.
Yeah.
Right? Now you might have to come in here and edit small pieces every now and then if you want to add another line item or a new header.
Yeah. Things change. Your numbering system may change as you grow.
Things can change, but really it's kind of a one-time activity. And once you do it, you're set up. You're ready to go. You can also put in different materials that you use on your jobs. So you can go in here and add your materials and set reminder days. One thing we've talked about a lot on this channel is, if you're generating a bid, you need recent material prices.
Absolutely. Right? And in this day and age, prices are changing all the time. Yeah. So like you said, when you put a material in, you specify a verification date. And so the system will remind you when that date has been met.
Well, or 90 days after that day, right? In this case, or 61 days for the second item there. Right. So you set the...
We're a little behind here, but this is our...
Yeah, but it's a test account. That's fine, Absolutely. But, it illustrates the fact that, if you have material prices that need to be validated, they'll show up here and they're easily identified. In fact, there's a little button there that says needs verification at the top.
Yeah.
You click that button, it'll just narrow it down to the things that you need to verify.
Exactly.
So yeah.
And if you're stopping and you're okay, I mean, it's just a matter of just updating the date here.
Yeah, you just click on today and save it, and you're good to go.
Absolutely. Now, the next feature, material groups. And that was something I think our users requested specifically.
It is. This was a user request, and actually we've gotten a lot out of it. Well, we've got some users that have literally hundreds of groups with, dozens of materials within that group. But once we get to the bid creation process, you select a material group, and if you know for that particular type of work, you'll tell it which bid item you're doing, and then you'll select from your material group, and it'll just enter all the materials for that type of activity. Now you can tweak it.
Yeah, remove stuff, add stuff, whatever. But
but it gives you a quick head start on rapidly filling in all of the materials that you would expect for that particular activity.
Yeah, and very quick and easy to create. You just click add material group. Once you freak your materials into the system, you can build additional groups.
Yeah.
Moving forward.
We also have units in here, so like global units and then your own custom units, and maybe in the future we'll expand these global units, but they're just some common units for different materials that you may need, and then you can customize them however you want.
Absolutely.
Subcontractors, this is where you can add different subs into the app that you frequently use, and there's even some hidden columns that are shown here that like maybe you want to use it kind of as a reference book. Well, you could show those additional columns here. We just don't want the page to be too long and cluttered by default.
Sure.
So that's why those are hidden for us.
Absolutely.
Exclusions and qualifications. So when you can create templates for your exclusions and qualifications, so that whenever you're working on your bid, there's an exclusions section. Instead of having to type that out manually or keeping the copy paste section in a notepad, you just put them right here in ProfitDig, and then you can either add them or append them to that section.
It's quickly, easy to add new ones. Yeah, you can delete things. And that's not one note to add though, is like when you delete something in our application, it doesn't necessarily delete it. It just removes it from your view.
Yeah, we call it a soft delete.
Yeah, so you can restore something later on.
There are very few things in our app that get truly deleted.
Yeah.
And that's, for no other reason than as you're looking at your reports, you're looking at your costs. Like let's say you had an employee that left the company. Well, when you delete that employee, they're still a part of your company in ProfitDig. Even if you don't actively need them, you can hide them basically by soft deleting them, but you still want to keep track of the data that was into the system when they were actively part of the company.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then acceptances.
So
it's similar to exclusions and qualifications.
Yeah. And acceptance is, at least for us, we have a default acceptance, which is basically saying, like, by signing here, and this is what gets put on the bid, is by signing here, I'm agreeing, of the scope of work presented and the price presented. There's a default one that we use, or you can create your own, right? So we give you the option to choose between different acceptances. And then if you have awarded projects, which we haven't gotten into projects yet, but there's a timesheets section where you can go in and you can view the timesheets in different ways. You can filter them, but just to help keep track of your hours. But it's really useful because as you're tracking your time, and we'll see this in our project costs here in a minute, but you can actually see like your budget versus what costs you've added to the system so far.
Exactly. Yeah. And then, you can certainly export your timesheet as well.
You can export them to CSV. Yeah.
To an internal controller or whoever may be managing your payroll.
Yeah, and then reports. We've got some reports today. We're going to expand on our reports soon. That's another one of our features we'll be working on, is revisiting the reports. But they're pretty good, even what we have today. But Absolutely. It allows you to look at like kind of a company-wide level on projects that are either awarded or completed. You can break it down by total, or you can even break it down by like specifically materials or equipment costs.
Yeah. So here we kind of have like a company-wide P&L of all the awarded projects, and
Yeah.
progress at the moment. Yeah. So I can quickly see, like, I mean, again, this is just, for demonstration purposes, but as an example, we can say, like, hey, we've busted budgets here on a couple of projects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is all demo data
all demo
for
data,
test
right.
purposes. That's why you see test project 2.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, we go into the project section, and you can see here we've got an awarded project with an awarded bid, and this bid, is a very simple one. Yeah, you'll pick a different one. It's got some more stuff in it.
Sure.
Let's go to projects at the top. And let's do...
Whenever I see you in here.
Yeah, go up like one of the newer ones up there. What about 3.5 test project?
3.5 test.
Yeah, let's do that one.
All right.
Okay, hopefully it's got some more stuff.
Yeah, I think I'm back in here too.
It's not much more, is it?
Not much more.
All right.
Large project though.
Yeah. I'm like,
A lot of cleaning going on.
yeah. Yeah. All right.
We're never gonna get out of there.
All right. So I guess we could just...
Remember for awarded bid.
Yeah, that looks good.
I think that's good.
All right. Yeah. So we've got a bunch of stuff in here,
go, yeah.
right? So within the bid creation area, and this one's already awarded, but you can see here, if you go to toggle advanced details, that table will get expanded, and you can see a lot more information for each line item and header.
You can see here we have our profit margin, which we specified at the project level.
Yeah, but then you can change that for each individual bid item.
Yeah, for each individual bid item. That's true. That's true, yes.
Yep. And there's a lot of figures here, so I would say don't get overwhelmed, because for each column, to explain what that figure means, if you highlight the little question mark on the table columns.
Oh, yes, tell it the description.
Yeah, so I'm talking and Chris is driving. So, but we break down exactly what that particular value means, and we also show the calculations on how we come to that value. Now, people calculate things in different ways, so we wanted to just be clear how we're doing it in ProfitDig, and so we're fully transparent on that, and you can see all the details if you just highlight those little question marks.
Absolutely.
So also we have a breakdown for each individual at each level of your bid. You can see.
Actually, yes, let me back up there, because I'm at the test bid here. So this is everything that's within this bid, but I can also get this detail at the header level of the bid, and I can get it on each individual bid item.
Yeah.
So this is going to give me a breakdown of everything I have at the line item level in terms of materials, people, equipment, subs, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, and you can even go into those specific sections on the side there. You can go to materials. You see every single item that you entered
on that bid item. Pretty impressive.
Yeah. This isn't already an awarded bid, but there's a way to clone bids to a new project, so that maybe you've got a similar project coming up that you'd like to bid. You can literally just clone a previous bid to a new project. And from there,
look at some different scenarios, see how the math works out.
Yeah, within the same bid, you want to change your margins, or you want to see like or maybe you think you have to maybe remove some items from this one, add some items to another one. Right. Well, there's no penalty for having multiple bids in your project. The only constraint we have is when you award a bid, you can only award one bid. And at that point, any future awards need to be change orders.
Exactly.
Which, makes sense, right? If someone's going to sign the bid, you want to make sure that that's kind of locked in.
Absolutely.
So if we go back to projects here, which one was that? That was the 3.5 test project for awarded bids. Yeah. If you go to project costs, for example, any costs that have been assigned to this project, and by costs, just the same things that you bid, the materials, the employees, the equipment, the subs, the contingency, same way you bid them is the same way you track them, right?
You can come here and you have a quick P&L for your project, everything associated with your bid.
That's right. And so this particular view is like broken down by type, but maybe you want to see it by the individual line item. it's real easy to switch between the two. You just click on view by line item. And some of these get pretty long, so we have that expand all, collapse all button there on the right. So if you click on that, you can expand them and see all the details, or you can collapse them if it, maybe you're not looking for details, you want the bigger picture. But you can see.
And I can see here that we need to find a replacement for whoever's in charge of our MJ fittings.
Yeah.
It's just getting out of control.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, you busted. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll just go to view by type.
View by type, yeah.
So if I just want to quickly see my material.
Yeah, you got a breakdown here. You can, and it's not in the production app yet, but sometime later this week, we're going to be rolling out a new feature with our mobile app. That's going to be Invoice Capture. So maybe we'll do a video on that sometime soon. But the Invoice Capture will allow you to either upload a picture of a receipt or an invoice, or snap a picture of it with your phone, and we'll use AI to analyze that receipt, and then you'll get a preview of it, and if it's all correct, you just hit save, and you save yourself a whole bunch of time from entering in that cost. I always verify that it's correct, but we're using top of the line models to do the analysis.
Absolutely.
So it doesn't cost you anything extra to have that feature. Maybe that's something worth mentioning here.
It's worth mentioning.
Our price is what's listed. Like, there are no additional fees. If you sign up for a 3-user plan, you've got 3 users to do with whatever you want. That's the only real limit that we impose.
Sure.
You can impose your own limits on the roles that you assign to people.
Absolutely, yeah.
But
currently we offer a 1, 3, and 10 user plan, but we're more than happy to create some custom solutions.
Yeah, we have an option for beyond 10. Just reach out to us, and we'll set you up with a unique plan.
Absolutely. Yeah, so just going back through the nav here, you can see we have takeoffs. Takeoffs here, we don't have a takeoff for this particular application. We're going to do another video on that because it can get pretty in-depth. But
yeah,
but so you can see the info on the project here.
Yeah, Takeoffs is basically, it's like its own application inside of ProfitDig.
It's like its own application inside of ProfitDig. Yeah. Absolutely, yeah. So you see users assigned to it. So let's just say earlier we were talking about user roles and such. So if you need to quickly add a superintendent or a foreman to a particular project, so say they're trying to log time from the field or what have you, you can easily do that here. Let's see, we just covered cost. Let me back up here. So we have like project notes. We don't have a note on this particular app, but I'm going to skip that because, and then of course we have documents. You need to add a project document, say some set of plans or whatever it may be. Daily Diary is one of our newest features.
Yeah, we did a video on Daily Diary the other day, actually. So the timing's good.
Yeah, timing's great.
Yeah, but this is for, if you're not familiar with Daily Diaries, we've got some videos talking about, and you hear them called different things: daily diary, construction diary. It basically just means you're out in the field. You want to record the field conditions, and so you'll want to capture things like people that are on site for your crews, capture their time. You also want to catch the weather conditions.
Just everything.
Yeah, you want to catch any safety notes, work performed on site. You might even want to upload some attachments throughout the day. Like, I don't know if someone had a particular document or something, you can snap a photo of it, attach it to your daily diary.
Absolutely.
And whenever you add it to the daily diary, it gets added to the general documents for that project,
right?
But also it's still referenced in your diary for that day.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Well, and just for demonstration purposes, let's just say I arrived here at 8:20 a.m. this morning. And I'm in charge of this project, so I'm just going to select a bid item here. Let's see, awarded bid. This is good. I'm going to select a bid item. I'm just going to say we were running some PVC. Here's today's date. I'm just going to add this from a crew. And again, it's just demonstration. So that's fine.
So earlier when we talked about setting up your employees, when you click add from crew, it just adds all the employees for that crew. Makes it super fast for you to manage.
Exactly. And let's just say we need a record of the weather that day. You can add your own manual observation.
And
you can just simply fetch the weather forecast. Now we can see this pulled in from the time that the conditions or what the conditions were within a specific time range at my location.
Yeah, so like if it rained from 9 to 11, it'll show.
It's pretty cool.
Now, one thing I will say, though, is the fetching weather is really nice because it saves you a bunch of effort.
Yeah.
But it's possible that,
Yeah.
you know, this is coming from a weather station, essentially.
Right.
And
Your
they're not
conditions
always
may-
right.
Yeah.
So if you want to capture discrepancies from what got fetched,
And you can still add that.
you can add it. Yeah, but the fetch is nice because, you know,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
it's one less thing to enter manually.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
But let's just say we've gone through the steps here. We've added any notes or, you know, visitor data, whatever it may be. And we're ready to lock this for the day. We can click lock. They say I got the warning here because I'm ready for sign off. I can't go back and make changes to this. I can add it to the appendix.
Yeah, we do have a comment section that we call the appendix. Yeah.
So for demonstration purposes, Jim, I'm gonna lock this guy.
All right. So we've locked it.
Yep.
It updated right then.
Yep. Now you can see I have a PDF sign-off view, which will create a nice formatted PDF document with all the details that I put in here. Essentially, it's just going to say, here's my man hours, here's equipment hours, here's weather conditions. If I added any notes to this particular diary entry, all that will be available on the PDF document. And then if I'm ready to sign off, I can sign off. So I can have my name, job title.
Yeah, typically you're gonna have somebody else sign off, right? You're gonna have.
Right, but I'm just trying to demonstrate how this functions here. So you say I have a dictate option. I can click this and utilize the microphone on my phone or on my computer, or I can just simply type in any notes. I can sign my signature and I can finalize my sign off.
Yeah. And that gets stored. So like one thing that's nice is if you ask someone to sign off, that PDF has an explanation of what gets locked or frozen. So once we lock this, like you cannot modify it. But that's good if you're going to sign off on something. You want to be able to show those people like, okay, here's what's locked. The only thing that's going to change, and really it's the attachments and the timesheets are the only things that can change because they might need to be managed
Right.
after this particular day.
We have documents at the project. Well, then timesheets. You can only go in and adjust your cost.
But you can even send them, once they sign off, they can just check a button and say, like, I want a copy of it.
And it'll email it.
It'll email a copy of the PDF, a PDF of the sign-off form at that time that they sign off with their signature. Yeah. So, like, they'll see, like, okay, this is what's locked. This is what's signed.
Yeah. So, gosh, so much going on at ProfitDig, Jeff. I mean, I'm here all the time and my head's spinning. Yeah.
It's a lot to cover in a couple of minutes. I mean, we could go deep on all of these.
Yeah, well, I feel like we just need to make a new series that sort of goes into everything, But this is great. But again, we just kind of want to give our users, our visitors, just a quick overview of what's new at ProfitDig.
Yeah, we don't show off the app too much on our videos, but we probably should do more.
Probably should.
Because we're really proud of it, and it allows us to make all the other cool videos that we make.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And we're just 4 dudes from Tennessee.
That's it.
Trying to make your lives easier.
Absolutely.
With this tool.
Yeah, and we may have opened a bucket of worms here. You may have some questions about the application, how it works, and how it can work for you. So let us know at profitdig.com.
Yeah, the comments on the video.
Comments on the video, and you're talking to us. So
yeah,
we'd love to hear from you.
It's not a big corporate machine.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, Jeff, I appreciate your time, man.
I appreciate your time.
Appreciate your hard work as always.
Thanks.
Guys, appreciate you stopping by. See you next time.